Merchants Bank. First Merchants Bank, helping you prosper.
Put it in the upper right-hand corner just like a postage stamp. That's a good bingo.
Get ready to learn more about the Columbus Blue Jackets players and coaches, as well as find out what's going on this week in the NHL. Now let's join Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley for the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank.
Well, the Blue Jackets' 6-game losing streak is over, and it was a challenge to get it taken care of. It literally was a challenge to get it taken care of on Long Island, but the Blue Jackets were able to beat the Islanders 4-3 in a shootout on Monday night. They get 2 points. They stay in the playoff race, and that's really what the plan was going in. I'm Bob McElligott, and Jody Shelley is with me. Jody is on location tonight, but he's here for the show. You weren't at that game on Monday, Jody, so I'm sure you've gone back and you've looked at it and you've watched the plays in it, but the Blue Jackets, I think they're fortunate to get out of there with the 2 points, but they really did have to work. They had to work hard in the second and third period, starting with getting their own game back to where it needed to be.
You know what? And I think all the teams that are clumped up in this area right now, and I'll even include Ottawa, who's on a little bit of a slide now because they were hot, but the Islanders, the Canadians, the Rangers, and the Jackets, there's inconsistencies in their game, and they all have the same issues. And that's why this is going to be a fantastic race right to the end. You know, these are teams that no one's grabbed it and ran away. It looked like Ottawa was going to do that. They're stuck at 79. And the Blue Jackets now, I mean, the Rangers had a chance last night in L.A. to jump ahead of Montreal with a win. They didn't do it. They lost in L.A. So they're still just 1 point ahead of the Blue Jackets, and that looks way better than if they had got those 2 points. So, yeah, it's going to be like this the rest of the way. And there's going to be moments where, you know, the power play is going to succeed. The goaltending is going to do the right job. There's going to be mishaps and turnovers. But all these teams in this area, the inconsistencies all season long. But now this is the time that counts. And I love that they got Monahan back. I love that Goodbranson is back. Big boost to the locker room and finding a way to win. Remember? That's what this league is. Do you remember that? They found a way to get it done. And
we used to hear it every day.
This time of the year, that's exactly what it's going to be now until Game 82 is wrapped up.
Well, you talk about Sean Monahan coming back, and we're going to have him on the show here in just a couple of minutes and talk to him about his return. Him, Eric Goodbranson, you've been the guy in the dressing room where you've had key players out of your lineup and they come back. And I don't know how many times it happened for you at this time of the year when you're in a playoff race, but anytime you can get some of your best guys back, it's just a shot in the arm, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And in many ways. I mean, Monahan's a guy who's endured himself to the locker room immediately. And, you know, when I talked to some players about, you know, I saw a couple players talking to Monahan, and I was like, oh, you guys must have been talking hockey. And he goes, no. He's a funny guy. He keeps it light. He knows when to be serious. He really brings a good veteran presence for everybody, the young guys and the older guys. So I think they all rely on him, and he's so well respected because of how he carries himself and how he plays the game. So that's a huge boost. Goodbranson, you know, a vocal guy in the locker room, a character guy, a guy that just gives his effort every single night. And the other factor is these guys have been watching them work and struggle and not be a part of the group. And you know, when you see a guy finally, and I guarantee they were both nervous. I know Goodbranson was nervous for his first practice with the team because the team has put themselves in a playoff spot in the playoff race, and you want to come back and make sure you understand how the game is played so you don't get in the way, right? You want to add to the team. So it's such a big boost for not just on the ice, but the whole dynamic and the boost in the locker room. And then all, you know, again, the depth in the organization. There's competition to play. And you understand now when you're in the lineup and you win, that's a good thing. When there's a loss, well, things could change. And I think that's a good thing to have in the organization for the Blue Jackets.
Well, while you're talking about that, let's talk about a guy that falls under that example right now, Igor Chinikov. He didn't play in that game against the New York Islanders. A couple of weeks ago, whatever it's been, the Vegas game at Nationwide Arena, he got scratched in that game after he didn't play well coming back from missing a whole bunch of time. I think they hope that one game sitting out would get him back to where he needed to be. Obviously, it did not, and now he's back out of the lineup again. When you watch his game, what's he missing? What's he not doing? How different is he from the guy that we saw before his injury that was pretty doggone effective?
Well, just look at the lineup, okay? To me, Chinnikov has to be a top 6 player, right? Because that third line, he's not going to play on the third line because that is a line that is valuable. Olivier Danforth and Aston Reese, they can play in the defensive zone. They're hard to play against. They're heavy on the forecheck. They can change momentum. So that's a unit. Then you look at the top 6. Voronkov, Monahan, Marchenko. That's been one of the best lines in the league 5-on-5 when they've been together this season. And then the second line, Fantilli, Jenner, and Johnson. I mean, if he was pushing, maybe he could push Johnson out of that spot because he has the shot and the speed. But he's got to do what Marchenko did. I think Marchenko had an evolution this year when it wasn't just when the puck was on his stick. He would fight to get it back. When it was a 50-50 puck battle, Marchenko can come out with the puck and keep plays moving. I say that a lot, but it's exactly what happens. So, there's a dynamic within the game that, getting the puck out, winning the battle, keeping the play alive, fighting to get pucks back, blocking shots, that's this time of year. So right now, it's hard for players to come back and fit in right away. And when you don't have the wins when you come back, he came back and it was a struggle for the team to find that win. Something has to change. And if you're not on top of your game or you're not bringing something in an element to your game other than just scoring, then, it's going to change. So for him, the losses and not finding that competitive game away from the puck and around the puck, that's what's hurt him with guys coming back.
It's funny, when Monahan and Goodbranson came back the other night, a lot of people were saying, well, everybody's back. Post-game, there were some questions. How nice is it to have everybody back? And I'm thinking, not everybody's back.
No.
Sillinger is still not back in this lineup. And what you're talking about, people trying to figure out how they fit in. When he is back, that is going to present some more questions as to who's in, who's out, and how do you mix and match too. So this is not even close to being over.
No, it's not. And, you look at that fourth line and Van Riemsdyk, Corrali, and Cunnin, you almost think that Sillinger, with everyone healthy, comes in somewhere on that line and works his way into the lineup. To me, Sillinger has value. He can take key faceoffs. He can kill penalties. He's got an offensive knack. He's competitive. So someone on that fourth line is probably going to be moved out when Sillinger comes back. And then if you keep Corrali in and take Cunnin out, then you've got 2 centermen on that line with Van Riemsdyk. So that's going to be interesting, but that's a tough decision that they're going to have to make. And then you look at these lines and you think, boy, that's it's been good all year, but this will be the first time this season when Sillinger comes back that they have everybody together in the lineup. And you think about that. It's going to be April, it looks like. It's going to be April before this team has their whole lineup together.
Yes, it is. And when you're talking about lines, and you were saying about Luke Cunnin coming out, and look, I mean, Luke, he was a nice pickup at the trade deadline for this team and what it was looking for. But he hasn't scored any points. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying that's an easy one to look at and say, well, you can take that guy out of the lineup. But go ahead.
I think you have to create within the season. Let's look at Van Riemsdyk. He's made himself versatile, right? He could play top 6. He can play second power play unit. He can bring those dimensions other ways in the lineup. Cunnin has done the same thing. He's killed penalties. Yeah, he's brought value other than just going out when his line is called 5-on-5. But Corrali is as well. Face-offs. Corrali had to earn it this year. Win key face-offs. Now he's one of the most reliable guys for Dean Evason on the face-off dot. He wasn't earlier this season. He kills penalties. He blocks shots. He brings that. What he brings each night in that element. So, yeah, that's why I say Cunnin, because he is a new guy. He hasn't really over-defined his role, and I think that might hurt him a little bit when Sillinger comes back.
Well, yeah, and I agree with you on that. But if you're going to put Sillinger and Chinnikov in the lineup, that's when you really have to get to the hard decisions.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be that'll be very interesting. And that's going to be, that'll be interesting because Kent Johnson's had a really good year in the lineup. There's been lulls in his season, but I think now with Chinnikov in and out of the lineup, I mean, he'd be the guy I would look at. Maybe Voronkov too. I mean, I think Monahan's so good for that top line, but there's that. You have to put in the best lineup that's going to help you win every night. And for me, Chinnikov, it's been a kind of a stuttery start for him since his injury, so that might hurt him in trying to get back in this lineup. And the team wants to win, and if they continue winning without him, then he's really going to have to fight to get in.
No, right. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you on that. And as you said, the key to what you said is putting the best team in every single night. So, but again, that's what you get paid big bucks for as a coach, right?
Yeah, that's a good problem to have. I mean, that's what coaches, GMs get the players, coaches figure out, put them in positions to succeed, make them earn their ice time, and then create a competitive balance. And listen, this team wants to play one way. And if you don't play that way as a unit and complement what everyone else is doing on the ice, then it doesn't look right. And I think that guys understand within the locker room, hey, you need to be better in this area. You weren't great on the forecheck tonight, or the back check, or the blocking shot, or getting your stick in the lane, or being in the right spot. So I think it stands out now. I think these guys know what they expect from each other, and that makes it a very good locker room.
Absolutely. Well, coming up next, we're going to have Sean Monahan come in and talk with us about his return to the lineup, talk to us about where this team is, where it needs to go to, in their opinion. All of that is coming up as the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank, continues here on 97.1 The Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers, and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Oh, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
Lives? At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
A Tim Hortons treat with Nutella is the perfect way to add a little joy to your day, whatever your day brings. Imagine reading your book with a smooth hazelnut mocha iced cap topped with Nutella, or tackling your to-do list with a delicious croissant filled with Nutella and whipped sweet cream. And when you're heading to the office, grab a hazelnut mocha iced coffee with cold foam, because there's nothing better than combining that irresistible Nutella taste with your favorite Tims. Treat yourself with the Nutella lineup, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants, naturally and artificially flavored.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Common Man here. I take my job as endorser for Germain Lexus very seriously. I want to make sure that every Lexus on the lot meets my expectations. That's why I personally sit in each one. I massage the leather. Sometimes I take a nap in the back seat. If that's not a selling point, I don't know what is. Deal time. Lease the 2025 ES350 for as low as $409 per month or get 3.49% financing up to 60 months on their most popular new Lexus models. 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, GermainLexus.com.
When you reach for UDF's new pizza, you're getting more than just a quick slice. You're getting family recipe focaccia dough, handcrafted in our bakery. You're biting into a hot, crispy crust. You're tasting delicious sauce and loads of meaty, cheesy flavor. You might even be burning the roof of your mouth on that first bite, but that's okay. It's a good burn. UDF makes more than just pizza. We make pizza for you. New Sicilian-style pizza from United Dairy Farmers at participating locations. UDF, made for you.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
You hear that crunch? It's not just any crunch. It's cheesy to the edge crust that only comes from a Jets Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed dough topped with premium mozzarella, the freshest ingredients, and ladled with Mama Jet's secret sauce. Then baked to perfection in steel pans born on Motor City lines. I bet you're real hungry now. Go ahead. Visit jetspizza.com for daily hot deals. Jets. Better because it has to be.
Bread Financial is proud to be the official financial services partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. They provide simple, personalized payment, lending, and saving solutions. From the Bread Cashback American Express credit card to high-yield savings and CDs to buy now, make that score now, pay later options, you'll find financial solutions for your budget and your goals, hockey or otherwise. Learn more at breadfinancial.com. And let's go Blue Jackets.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A little breezy but seasonal. Temperatures in the low 50s and the risk of a shower on this Wednesday evening. Overnight we'll fall back down to the low 30s with light winds and partly cloudy skies. Plenty of sunshine to start the day with a few clouds and an isolated shower by Thursday evening, but a bit milder with highs near 60. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
You're listening to The Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Here's Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Welcome back to The Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley with you, and right now we're joined by Blue Jackets centerman Sean Monahan, who returned to the lineup against the New York Islanders earlier this week. And Sean, first of all, welcome back. It is so good to see you back in uniform and back on the ice, and I would imagine as good as it feels for us to see you do it, it feels really good for you to be back, doesn't it?
It's obviously a lot of fun to be back. It's tough when you're watching from the sidelines, so it was nice to be in a game and get back with the group, and I mean, obviously it's an important time in the year for a big push.
You talk about watching from the sidelines, and you had to do it while your team is in the midst of a playoff run. How much harder was that for you? Because you want to be there. And, of course, when they're winning, you know, everyth's great. But when they start to get into a little bit of a losing skid, I would imagine you wanted to get back even more to help out.
Yeah, I think either way, you want to get back as soon as you can. So, I mean, you want to compete and you want to be out there with the guys. So anytime you're hurt or not in the lineup, you're doing everything you can to get back as soon as you can.
You said after the game, and on the island there the other night, you said the timing is the thing. And, you know, I guess people talk about shaking the rust off, but the rust is not the skating part. The rust is not the cardio part. The rust is the stuff that you cannot create when you're skating in the ice house, right? And that's other guys flying around you, trying to cut off everything you're trying to do and trying to put the body on you as much as they can.
Yeah, exactly. And I think nice to get the first one out of the way, and I think I can settle down a little bit. But the NHL is not an easy league, especially this time of the year. I mean, time and space is definitely slim, and I mean the margin of error gets a lot smaller. So you got to pay attention to the little details, and I mean obviously compete a lot harder.
Sean, how did you feel coming back into that game? Like, what was it that you were having a little bit of maybe anxiousness about, or wondering what it was going to be like?
Yeah, not anxiousness, as more so as a little nervous, but no, it was nice to get back in the game. I think the compete level is there for me, but yeah, the timing was off a little bit, and I mean I don't think I was very poised with the puck or making plays I wanted to, kind of rushing things and getting ahead of myself. So I like I said, I got to settle down and get back to my game right away here, and looking forward to Thursday.
Did you sense that your teammates were pretty fired up to have you back?
Yeah, no, it was a long grind. So I mean, it was nice to get a few practices with them, a couple morning skates, and get my head in the right spot. And obviously, a lot of support from them along the way from the time I was out. So I mean, it was fun to watch them, and now it's a lot funner to be a part of the group and actually playing.
Now, when you were watching, how frustrated were you the last few weeks, I guess, leading up to, because you probably felt pretty good. You probably felt like you could go a little earlier, but how was it frustrating being held back a little bit?
Not really. I mean, like I said, I tried to get back in the lineup as soon as I could, and I mean, that game was probably as soon as possible. So it's like I said, it's always tough watching, and I mean, I wanted to make the right decision for the team and for myself, and not come back and not be able to be capable of doing, I mean, obviously as much as I'd want to. So I think the timing was appropriate.
How was it for you too? I saw you in the locker room a couple times, just being around the guys. I mean, it seems like Adam Fantilli has a lot of questions, and you had some input there. How good was that for you to kind of mentally to be a part of those situations game to game?
Yeah, no, it was good. I think, I mean, we got such a great group of guys. It's a fun locker room to be in. A lot of jokes, a lot of learning, a lot of different things going on. So, I mean, to be a part of this group is it's a special feeling, and I mean, it's a group that all believes in each other.
We're talking with Sean Monahan tonight here on the Inside Edge, and you're talking about working your way back and all that stuff. You had a wrist injury, and one of the things that's the biggest part of your game, one of your biggest strengths, is face-offs. Now, I know you did that, and you worked on that as part of getting back to it, but what was it like during the game? Because the battles you get during the game are different than the ones that you're practicing here. So how did the wrist get through the face-off grind in game number one?
Yeah, no, it was a grind, to be honest, but I mean, I took a lot of them. I think I took 24, 25 face-offs. I didn't take too many leading up to that, so it, I mean, put me in check right away. And yeah, I mean, something that just obviously got to play through for the rest of this season, and it didn't seem to bother me there in the circle.
Yeah, it was a question that was put to Dean Evison about a week ago. The question about, are you going to be full go, especially when it comes to the face-offs? And he said, yeah, when a guy gets back in, I expect him to be 100% ready to do everything that we need him to do. You just said the same thing. You wanted to get back to where you needed to be. So I guess that he felt, well, there you go. You can take all these face-offs.
Yeah, no, it's part of my job. I'm a centerman. I take a lot of pride in it. And yeah, I mean, they got strong face-off guys on that team, so it was a good test and obviously a good welcome back.
As you were sitting out and you were watching the two guys that you played with most of the year, Dmitry Voronkov and Kirill Marchenko, you know, Adam Fantilli stepped in there, did a fantastic job for you in your absence. But as the heat is turning up here, and you're trying to get into this playoff spot, it is getting tighter. It is getting more difficult. And you know, Marchenko's not been through this in the NHL. Voronkov hasn't been through it. You got the younger guys haven't been through. This is the first time. Coming back in, was part of your deal just to try to get those guys settled back down and get them to play their game?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I think they're smart enough players and great teammates that they know the situation we're in. But yeah, no, I talked to Marchie and Ronnie after the game in the island, and I mean, I think there's a lot of things we can do a lot better. I mean, like I said, this time of the year, time and space is limited, and it's not easy to score. So we gotta find ways around that and do a great job come Thursday.
this demeanor that you have a very calm demeanor about you. And I know you play the game with intensity, but I think that just your presence, as Jody was talking about, just being in the room, but being back on the ice is something that this team can really use right now. And in that game against the Islanders, you guys were not yourselves in the first period. I mean, all over the place. That was not Blue Jackets hockey. And how did you switch it around so quickly by the second period to get back to doing what you do? And to tie that in, I'm just wondering if your kind of presence and having Eric Goodbranson back too just helps to settle things down and turn it around quick.
Yeah, no, I mean, we weren't good in the first. I think as a group, we knew that. I mean, the coach addressed it. We addressed it as a team. We're in a spot where we're fighting to keep playing hockey late April. So it's up to us as players to step up. And, I mean, the group we have, we know that. And I think did a good job come out the second and found a way to get 2 points.
Was it in any way, can it be a good thing? I don't mean that. Like, again, it's a learning process for these guys, like I was talking about. And sometimes you need that shock to your system. How much are you hoping that, the way you turned it around in that game, the fact that you got the extra point in that game, you got the 2 points, you snapped the losing streak. How much are you hoping that that's kind of just like maybe what you needed as a group to get it going again?
Yeah, it might be. It was an important win. It keeps us in the hunt, keeps us right there. So, I mean, you learn quickly in your career that you're not in a playoff spot. It kind of drags into summer, and it's something you always think about. So, I mean, playing playoff hockey is important. Obviously, really important to me. It's important to this group. We're doing whatever we can to put ourselves in a position to do that.
We're talking with Blue Jackets centerman Sean Monahan tonight here on the Inside Edge. Back with more right after this on 97.1 The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Save big on lighting products at Menards and brighten your home today. Right now, all stock lighting collections are on sale. Update your bathroom with a decorative vanity light or change up the look of your kitchen with a new island light. With so many styles and finish options to choose from, you'll find your style with Patriot Lighting. View our entire selection of indoor lighting products today on Menards.com. Plus the weekly flyer for plenty more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Hey Kroger shoppers, get ready for Customer Appreciation Week happening March 26th through April 1st. We've packed 7 days with amazing deals. And if you're a Boost member, you can save even more. Get excited and get ready to save. Thanks for being such an awesome customer. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Customers can save big on Kroger brand pasta and Kroger brand broth. Select varieties are only 99 cents each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
There's nothing like having Common Man and T-Bone resting on your bosom.
For someone with no breasts, you've done very well for yourself.
Gross. Pick up the latest T-shirt in the Fan store or pick up merch from a show you actually like. We even have Ohio State and jacket stuff. Head to 971thefan.com.
Paying rent can feel like throwing money away. And when you're spending so much, it can be hard to see yourself buying a home. So Rocket Mortgage is helping you put your monthly rent towards home ownership with Rent Rewards. For the first time, save up to $5,000 off the cost of your first home just by paying rent. Only at Rocket Mortgage. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Easy Cater. It's all the food for your workplace, all in one place. With over 100,000 restaurants nationwide on one platform. Whether you need food for company meetings or events, daily employee lunches, or your next lunch and learn, Easy Cater makes food for work, work. And it doesn't stop at lunch. With Easy Cater, you've got great breakfast options, snacks, treats, and more. Whenever and wherever work happens, Easy Cater's here to make the food happen. Order now at easycater.com.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
He shoots, he scores! No matter your sport, it's a great time of year to be a fan. But the fun stops when you or a loved one can't control your gambling. At Maryhaven, we're here to help. Whether it's gambling, drugs, alcohol, or mental health, you don't have to go it alone. With in-person, virtual, and group options, Maryhaven meets you where you are. Always judgment-free. Go to maryhaven.com today. That's maryhaven.com.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could dump all your problems on someone else's back? Well, when you wake up to a clogged drain or a plumbing issue, make that Mr. Rooter's problem.
Call 855-MISTERS today or MrRooter.com.
Call Mr. Rooter. He'll be there quick.
It's always hockey o'clock. This is the Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Here's Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Welcome back to the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott with Jody Shelley, and our guest tonight is Blue Jackets centerman Sean Monahan.
We've seen Adam Fantilli grow this season quite a bit. He's been through it with the coach. He's been through it with himself. He credits you for a lot of his kind of slowing the game down at the center ice position. What do you see with him? What did you see when you were out, and what do you notice in his growth?
Yeah, no, he's a great player. I thought he was an unbelievable player from the second I got here. I think his game's elevated in the last couple of months, and I mean it's been a lot of fun to watch him. I mean he's making more plays, and I think using his line mates more, and the more he keeps learning. I mean everyone's still learning. I am too, but he's really dangerous every time he has the puck and every time he's on the ice.
It's hard to tell a guy to slow down, but did you give him that little bit of advice? Sometimes they let the game come to you in some situations, or in the defensive zone, that center ice position, because he's a guy that wants to go, he wants to jump, and sometimes he pulls himself out of position. Did you guys have that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, we talk quite a bit, and I think you start to learn. I mean, he's such a fast skater. You don't always need to be going 100 miles per hour. So I think he's realizing that. And I mean, when he does have the puck, he can beat guys one-on-one. So that's something that he takes advantage of. But no, he's starting to read the game. The game's coming easier to him, as you can see. And I mean, he's getting rewarded for the work he's putting in.
See, I think that's funny, too, because a couple of years ago, everyone wanted speed. And I think the most effective players are like you, Kopitar, even James Van Riemsdyk. There's a way to process the game and the value of being slow. I mean, do you kind of chuckle at that, too? Because it's not you process it, you make the right play, but the speed, everyone wanted that a couple of years ago. But do you see that now? You chuckle when you see people say, oh, you got to be faster, you got to be quicker, he's too slow.
Yeah, I mean, you hear that all the time. I think you definitely still want speed. Everyone tries to work on getting faster, but no, I think you do what the game needs you to do, and I think not all the time you need to be going, like I said, 100 miles per hour. You gotta read and react and make the right play, be on the right side of the puck, and that's when I think the game starts to come easier for guys.
You came in with some pretty good veterans when you were a young player in Calgary. Was there any players that stood out? Was there moments when you look back and think, geez, that was good to have him in my locker room?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of guys. I think obviously Gio, Matt Stajan was a big one for me, who was another center who I leaned on a lot early in my career. And looking back, I learned a lot of lessons from him that still go by today. So I was lucky to have such a great group of guys, and I mean that I leaned on quite a bit and had a lot of advice from.
He's still out there in Calgary helping guys. So I talked to a few of those guys this year, and they say the same thing. He must be a pretty intelligent guy.
Yeah, he is. He's super smart. He was a great player, and I mean, obviously A-plus person. So, I mean, like I said, I was very lucky to be teammates with him.
How about with your other teammate I want to ask about is Zach Werenski? I mean, you've played with some good D. I mean, you were with Morrissey last year in Winnipeg. When you see Zach and what he's done this year, what comes to mind for you?
I mean, everything. Clearly, a great player, but I think it's his motor. I mean, he can he gets up and down the ice all night. He doesn't stop. And I mean, the other night, I think he played 34 minutes, and I mean, that's pretty impressive. So, I mean, he puts up the numbers. He kills penalties. He runs the first power play. He does it all. So he's obviously a huge part of our team.
In 34 minutes in...
What about in the leadership group?
Yeah, no, he's obviously a great leader. I mean, he's a Blue Jacket at heart. He's been here from his day one of being in the league, and he loves it. So, I mean, everyone can look up to him, and it's easy guy to follow.
Yeah, I was going to say 34 minutes in October is far different from 34 minutes too in late March, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Yeah, big time. Sean Monahan is with us tonight on the Inside Edge. Let's talk about you and settling into Columbus and young family, a lot of things to get adjusted to. How has the off the ice gone for you and everything that you've done since coming here in the summer?
Yeah, no, we love it here. It's a great city. Feels like home, kind of felt like home right away. I mean, it was a weird feeling coming here. Obviously different things going on, but no, we got a lot of teammates and friends that live right around us, so it keeps us busy. And I mean, having a young son obviously his favorite thing in the world is being a dad, so it's been an awesome year.
That's pretty cool when you say it feels like home right away. And you surveyed everything. I mean, you had great intel before coming here and signing, but are you surprised that you were able to integrate so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, you never know how things are going to work out, but I think it was somewhere I feel like I was meant to be, and it's like I said, it's a special spot. My family loves it here, and I mean, I've really been, I guess, enjoying my time, and I mean, it's a great group of guys, so it's really fun to come to the rink every day.
And that's cool to have guys that live around you too, right? I mean, although you see them all day at work, but it is still kind of nice because it's a special camaraderie. And I think on this team, it's a really special camaraderie that you guys have.
Yeah, it is. And I think, I mean, great for carpooling. There's a lot of different benefits, but I mean, you feel safe. You got someone to lean on if you need something, and it's just a very family atmosphere. I mean, within the locker room, outside the locker room, and throughout this whole organization.
Is this one of the tightest teams that you've ever been a part of?
Yeah, it's up there for sure. I think it's only getting tighter. It's like I said, it's a great group. It's a special feeling when you walk in the room, and a lot of laughs, a lot of smiles, and I mean, everybody's there for each other. So it's great to be a part of.
Sean, you played for Daryl Sutter, and who else you played for? Bob Hartley, two pretty hard coaches or tough coaches in the NHL. How does Dean Evason compare, and what do you notice about what he's done for this group?
Oh, he's been great. Really hard to compare coaches because it was at different times in my careers, but no, Dean pushes us, and I think he treats us professionally. He allows us to do our thing within the locker room, and I mean, wants us to, I guess, enjoy each other and push each other on the ice. And I mean, he's kept this team competitive. If you're not doing the right things, you're usually not going to play, or I mean, get limited ice. So, I mean, you got to be at your best. And I mean, he coaches to win hockey games, and I think as players, that's all you want.
Now, I heard you say a couple times it's a great room, and we've heard that a lot here in Columbus. Seems like everyone likes the room, and it's been a long time. But now you guys are having success. How much do you think his philosophy and his approach is helping you guys kind of be yourselves and figure out where you fit in the locker room?
Yeah, no, he's a big part of that for sure. But I think at the end of the day, it starts with Boone. He's been the captain here. He's also been here from day one since he's been drafted. And I think culture he has, the type of guy he has, I think he leads by example, and I mean he makes it. I feel like he set that room up for success, and I mean it's a fun guy to follow and a great guy to obviously lean on.
Did you know him before you got here?
I did, yes.
So what, you knew kind of what he was about? You played against him, or?
Yeah, I played against him, and one of his best friends is one of my real good buddies. So I've got to know him over the years, and he's a great guy. So I was really looking forward to join the group with him being here.
All right, Sean. So this week you got two big games. Every game, I think this is fair to say, correct me if I'm wrong, every game you play is the biggest game of the season now, right?
For sure.
All right. So you've got Vancouver coming up here on Friday night, and then you've got to go right back to Ottawa on Saturday. Not ideal, but having to go back-to-back at this time of the year, but whatever. You got to deal with that. How much have you appreciated playing at home this year? We talked about you fitting into the community outside of the rink, but what about inside the rink? What's it been like to play home games here?
Yeah, no, it's great. I feel the support. I felt the support from the fans from day one. I think being on home ice, being able to play in front of this crowd and hear that cannon go off is always fun.
But it's going to come down to being the team that you were in periods 2 and 3 against the Islanders from the very drop of the puck on Friday, right?
Yes, it is. I think we gotta try and control the play from the, I guess, drop of the puck. And I mean, it might take 65 minutes to win a game at this time of the year. And I mean, we can't let our foot off the gas.
Well, Sean, thank you very much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. And again, great to have you back in the lineup. Great to see you playing once again, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.
That is Sean Monahan of the Blue Jackets. Stay tuned. Jody and I will come back and wrap up this week's Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank here on 97.1 The Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers, and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Oh, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
It's March, and you know what that means. Bracket season. You've crunched the numbers, picked your favorites, and maybe even taken a big gamble on that Cinderella team. But when it comes to your home, gambling is not an option. Spring storms are rolling in, bringing strong winds, heavy rain, and unpredictable weather. The question is your roof ready? At Newman Roofing, we don't leave anything up to chance. Whether you need a new roof, gutter replacement, or updated siding, our expert team is here to educate you, guide you, and give you the best options to fit your home's needs. No high-pressure sales, no surprises, just top-quality work from a team you can trust. That's why homeowners choose Newman Roofing, the #1 overall seed here in Columbus, because we deliver an unbeatable customer experience every single time. So, don't wait until the damage is done. Beat the storm before it ruins your big dance. Call 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com to schedule your spot this spring. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
Need to tackle your next big project? Choose Ohio Cat for unbeatable construction equipment. From bulldozers to excavators, Ohio Cat delivers power, precision, and performance with the quality you expect. And with our one-stop rental shop, you get top-notch equipment with a long-term commitment. Whether it's a quick job or a major build, if you need it, Ohio Cat rents it. Visit ohiocat.com to explore our equipment options and make your next project a success. Ohio Cat, proud partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Getting started in hockey has never been easier. The Blue Jackets Learn to Play program, presented by Performance Columbus in association with Moo Express Car Wash and Kroger, is an introductory ice hockey program for boys and girls ages 4 to 10. Classes are held year-round at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. Registration includes age-appropriate instruction and head-to-toe equipment, yours to keep. Hockey starts here at bluejackets.com/learn-to-play.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
It's always hockey o'clock. This is the Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Here's Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Getting ready to wrap up this week's edition of the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank. Jody, it was great to have Sean Monahan in here to talk with us about coming back to the team. You hear him talk, and he is so mild-mannered, but he is such a big presence in this room. And, you were asking him about being back and the guys reacting to his coming back. And, boy, he really downplayed that because this team needed him, and they are ecstatic he's back in the lineup.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, as I said in the first segment, this team, there's leadership, and then there's guys that you really respect. And I think it's so important for the leadership group to have a guy like this. He's been around a lot of really good veterans. He's rejuvenated his career when he was in Montreal. He's in a playoff run last year. It's one of the best pickups in the National Hockey League, I think. Sean Monahan with the Blue Jackets, the appreciation of having a number one center like him. It's been incredible. So, yeah, no, I think the guys are all excited. And now that he's back in and they have a win, I mean, it just adds to it, right? Maybe a little more and probably a little more tense around the locker room this week, especially playing Monday and not playing again until Friday. That's a long week. So great to have him back, and I think he's important at this time.
Yeah, he's extremely important. I totally agree with you on that. And, that win, you've been around here all year, and you've watched everything the same way that we all have here. This team has been kind of funny. And my question to you is, and I kind of asked Sean about this, do you think that win, which in some ways was ugly, it wasn't it wasn't a Picasso by any means, it wasn't a work of art, but they got the job done. In the past this year, it's those kind of things that have happened that have propelled this team in the right direction. Do you think that kind of a win can get them right back on track?
I think so. I think it puts everybody in the right pecking order, slots everybody right in the lineup. I think they look at the standings and they're not discouraged, they're encouraged again. I think, the fans are on a roller coaster. We're all on a roller coaster with this. I think those wins, especially this week, yesterday was a day off. Today is a practice day. Tomorrow's a practice day. And then it's game day. I think that's a critical juncture to get the win, and then you watch other teams not win. And hopefully tonight and tomorrow night, that continues so that the standings still look how you want them to look. And I think that when you go through a losing streak, you're just desperate for a win. And Torch used to say, go in the locker room, play the music, and feel good about each other, hand out the donkey hat. Goodbranson gets that. Those are all really big moments. And I think that's what, especially in these games, between 60 and 82, where, and being in it, the Blue Jackets have been in this playoff race for a long time. It's a critical win for a lot of different reasons, and now it's something to build on.
We talk about tonight and tomorrow night. Tonight, really important because the Islanders are back at home. They take on Vancouver, who the Blue Jackets will see on Friday. So I'm a Canucks fan tonight. I will not be on Friday. The Devils are in action, too. They're in Chicago. They take on the Blackhawks. And there's still, I know it's an 8-point gap now, but there's still a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel on that because the Devils have been struggling. You just saw both of those teams. You just saw Jersey and Vancouver. That's where you were doing a game for Amazon in Canada on Monday night. You were in New Jersey. Vancouver coming in here, what do they look like?
Well, Vancouver's pretty banged up. They have been all year, but they got their number one goalie back in Thatcher Demko, and he stole the game the other night in New Jersey. He did. He did it all night long. He's had tough injuries. He's had some big ones going into camp. He had another one that was 6 weeks. He just came back from his last game. So they're going to rely on him. Pedersen, their number one center, is out. So they're relying on some depth players. Players that should be third and fourth line centermen are now 1 and 2 number centermen. So they're scrappy. They're fast. They're disciplined. They play a very disciplined defensive system under Rick Tocchet. But he's got the most out of this group. They're 5 points out of the playoff spot right now. So they play the Islanders, as you said, that's tonight. And then the Blue Jackets Friday. They're in a desperate situation. They're in a must-win situation, or the Vancouver Canucks. But they're thin, and they're definitely it's definitely a game the Blue Jackets can win.
And it's been just a tumultuous year for the Vancouver Canucks. I mean, going into it, they were a favorite to do something in the Western Conference. There was the JT Miller, the Pedersen-Miller drama that went on, and then maybe one's going to be traded, maybe both are going to be traded. Then ultimately, JT Miller got traded to the New York Rangers, which settled that all down. But for Rick Tocchet, he's been dealing with a lot of stuff. I mean, he would probably be happy just to deal with injuries because it's been much more than that for him this year.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year. I mean, their centermen 3 years ago, even last year, it was Pedersen. Then you had Lindholm. They had Lindholm there, remember, who got traded after a couple weeks. But before that, it was Horvat and Pedersen, and their center looks completely different. And JT Miller. So there was JT Miller, Pedersen, Horvat, JT Miller, Pedersen, Lindholm. Now Pedersen's out, so it's Pius Suter. I don't know if you remember him. Teddy Bluger, Atu Ratu, and Nils Ullmann. So it's completely different center. Now their D has improved.
Which makes you say, who?
Yeah. Their D has improved with, some trades, but their best player by far is Quinn Hughes, one of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League. I mean, when he's on the ice, it is a different game. And to watch him and Werenski on Friday night is going to be a spectacle. What he does with the puck, how he's offensively minded, he is so creative. He's won the Norris Trophy. He's a reigning Norris Trophy winner for the best defenseman in the National Hockey League. He is the difference maker for that team. I mentioned Demko earlier because that was a big story, but the massive story in the game I can't believe I forgot it, is Quinn Hughes. It
was 2 days ago. It's not your fault.
He's all world. So that's the guy they have to go after for the Blue Jackets to win. You got to keep him at bay because he is dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. As you said, when he's got the puck, he can strike from anywhere. He's very mobile. He and Zach Werenski do play the same kind of game. The Blue Jackets earlier this year lost in Vancouver 5-2, but that was a long time ago. That was back in the first week of December. Since you brought up Quinn Hughes, and we talked about him and Werenski going head-to-head, the game inside the game, Zach Werenski has he's slowed down as well when it's come to points. But, again, I think this all factors into this time of year. Other teams are keying on them. Look, if you're a top scorer and your team's in the playoffs, everybody knows about you, and the job is to shut you down, right?
Well, here's the difference in those two players. Quinn Hughes gets a lot of offensive zone time, and I spoke with defenseman Zach Werenski last week about this. There's minutes where you defend most shifts. That's hard minutes. You could play 35 minutes if it was mostly offensive minutes. And Quinn Hughes is put in a situation with the defensive coach, Adam Foote, the former captain of the Blue Jackets. He's running the D in Vancouver. he tries to put him out there in the best offensive situation, away from lines that would keep him on the wall. You know what I mean? And those battle minutes. Quinn wants open ice. He wants, he will take some defensive zone starts, but it's mostly offensive zone and being put in situations with top players that are out there. With Zach, he's all situations. There's a lot of shifts where it's down in your own end. Like you think at home, it's a matchup line. And he's out there with Olivier's line, which is great, but they are a defensive-minded line where it's, get pucks in, grind it out, be in the offensive zone, or match up against the other team's top line, which puts them sometimes, some of their shifts, too many shifts down in their D zone, just trying not to score. So I think that's two different situations for those two players. So I think they're different. I think when Zach does get in the offensive zone, if he did get out there more with the Marchenko line, I think there'd be a lot more offensive pop from Zach Werenski, whereas I think Quinn Hughes is being put in that situation a lot more.
Now, funny that you talk about that because Don Waddell still hasn't put his stamp on this team, right? He inherits this team. They played extremely well, but I would think in the summertime is when he's going to put his stamp on this team. And do you think that's one area on that blue line where you can improve it so that maybe Zach doesn't have to be out there in all those situations?
Yeah, I think, but I think for Steve McCarthy, defensive coach, you just want Zach on the ice. I mean, Zach is going to help you get the breakout. He's going to kill plays. He's going to be there when they need a goal. Zach's out there all the time, and a lot with Severson. So yeah, maybe there is something there, but they're going to have to move some pieces. They got a lot of players right now, and there's some key players with big contracts, and there's one without a contract in Provorov. So there's a lot of big decisions and changes that have to be made. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I look at the Devils, like with Dougie Hamilton out, that puts more stress on Luke Hughes, the young defenseman. He's a second-year player. He's playing a lot more minutes and being put in a lot more situations because, he doesn't have that cover-up. And I see what you're saying. It would be nice if there was someone to take away a little bit of more of those matchups and put Zach more in offensive-minded situations. That would be a perfect scenario.
Yeah, and that's what every GM and every coach in the league is saying, right?
Yes.
You'd love to have that.
You'd love to have it.
And every one of them that's not with the Blue Jackets would love to have Zach Werenski to have that choice and then put him out there 35 minutes a game, too.
No, of course. Yeah, that's a luxury. Number one D, number one center, and a number one goalie. That's that's what changed the Dallas Stars around in their 2017 draft. They got all three in that draft.
All right, Jody, thank you very much. Great to talk with you here tonight, and we'll see you on Friday when Vancouver's here.
All right, Bob. Thank you. Yep. Right. Great show. Good seeing you.
All right. Thanks, Jody. That's Jody Shelley. Thanks to Sean Monahan for being with us. And that's going to do it for the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott. Thanks for listening to 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems in Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Paying rent can feel like throwing money away. And when you're spending so much, it can be hard to see yourself buying a home. So Rocket Mortgage is helping you put your monthly rent towards home ownership with Rent Rewards. For the first time, save up to $5,000 off the cost of your first home just by paying rent. Only at Rocket Mortgage. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Hey, it's Anthony, and I've got a fitting personalized for you.
From the moment you walk in the Good Feet store, they're going to take the time to understand your unique lifestyle, your daily routines, and most importantly, the pain that brought you in to see them in the first place. If your feet ache after a long day or that discomfort starts radiating through your knees, your hips, your back, I've been there. The Good Feet store is going to help you where you need relief and find the arch supports that work best for you. And they're working for me. I walked all over the place in New Orleans covering the big game. I was loving it. I literally was walking for miles around the French Quarter, Canal Street, everywhere, because I had my personally fit arch supports in my shoes. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. I want you to be one of them. Go in, take the free test walk. They're immediately available. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
Uline is expanding in Ohio with a 1.4 million square foot building, and they're looking for exceptional people to get this location up and running. The company has seen decades of growth, creating a stable work environment employees can count on. Warehouse workers earn pay starting from $25 an hour, plus substantial bonus programs and great benefits. They also offer multiple shifts and schedules to fit your life. Check out current Aetna job opportunities at uline.jobs/Ohio.